Greetings, everybody. It's the Wyco Nomad with Wyco Resiliency. The original plan for this was going to be a Patreon only, and I decided against it for a few reasons. Number one, my Patreon isn't set up right yet. I'm building up content for it. And I could have easily left this stored, but I decided that with everyone talking about the epoch eclipse, and that's done and gone. The moon went in front of the sun. It made a dark spot. And it moved on. Nothing happened, y'all. A lot of people were prophesizing that this is going to happen, that's going to happen. It didn't. Not supposed to respect them. Or as it says in the book, do not fear them. Well, that definition of fear was do not respect. Nothing happened. But that's not what we're talking about. Today we're going to talk about bugging out. And oh no, not another bug out video. Yes, another bug out video. And this one's going to lead into actually bugging out. But there's steps that you need to lead up to this. I know a lot of mutual assistance groups, and I talk to a few. I do some consulting, not much. I do some consulting. And a big one coming out from some guys up north, and not the Montana group. This is another group that they're slowly building up. We want to bug out. We need to be bug out kids. Cool. They're planning on having a bug out party, and that's cool. So first things first with that. What is your METT-TC? Where are you bugging out to? What is the climate? Who's bugging out? What gear are you going to need? This is going to really change a lot of things. This is really going to put a damper into some of your spirits. Is there still rule of law? If there's still rule of law, you're probably driving somewhere. You don't need your bug out bag. You need your bug out vehicle with your gear stored in it, and that includes probably a trailer that you can haul your stuff because you're getting out of your area in time. Okay? Do you have a bug out bag? I do, sort of. My bug out bag is based on an evacuation bag, but that evacuation bag is also set up as a search and rescue bag for when I go on disaster relief type stuff. So, who's bugging out? I see a lot of the guys, sometimes the gals, see a lot of the guys. They show up, and it basically becomes a gear horse show. Check out all the cool shit I have that you don't have, and I made sure I did this, and I'm going to carry this, this, and this, and I got to carry that. Wow, you're adding more pounds. You're not adding ounces, because a lot of times you're adding pounds. A couple times, one guy's like, well, shows up for his bug out. He's got his rifle. Fair, you gotta have a rifle. Plate carrier, okay, got a plate carrier. He's got his backpack, cool. Guy's got 2 kids and a wife. They're not there. Question is asked, where are their bug out bags? And he just had that done. Okay, so you're leaving your wife and kids behind as you bug out because you have failed to prepare for them. Great job. What are you preparing for if you're not preparing for your family? Why is your wife and children not at this to learn? Now, I understand. Women and children may not want to sit there and listen to, well, we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about that. 90% of the time, I don't want to listen to that shit. My bug out bag is personal to my needs. There is no, this is what you need in your bug out bag. Bull. You need to focus on the 12 C's of survival. Cordage, cutting tool, that stuff. Don't know where to find it? Dave Canterbury, Pathfinder School. Great information. I've done a few training. I've done a few of those things there. Not the full thing. I can't be nowhere close to being an instructor, so let's get that straight. I know a few things. Be able to build shelter. What's the climate like? Are you up in North Dakota, middle of winter? You're gonna bring a tarp? You're gonna be carrying extra gear because of the cold weather. Are you being pursued? You're bugging out from something. You're trying to get away from something. Got to start putting all this together. Going through and giving people directions on, hey, you should have some water, you should have some food, you should have a way to cut things, you should have a way to create fire. That looks way too heavy. No, I want this. Cool. You set up what area are you going? What are you going to end up coming across? What do your children need? What does your wife need? Can you split up your family's gear into your bag and disperse it equally amongst everyone? You got a 5-year-old, you gonna bug out on foot. Man, I can do 10 miles a day. No, you can't, not with a 5-year-old. You are going to be moving as fast as that 5-year-old. 5-year-olds don't move fast. I had one at one time. That was 3 decades ago. So you're going to move as slow as your slowest pedestrian or traveler. Well, I'm going to carry my 5-year-old. Okay, you got your 95-pound pack. Now you're carrying your 5-year-old. You got your plate carrier on. Your children have plate carriers? You're bugging out. Your wife got a plate carrier? You got kids in plate carriers, right? Because everyone's got to have a plate carrier. Rule of law? Depending on what high population center you're in, you grab your rifle, you grab your plate carrier, you start bugging out, walking out, you are a target. You are done. You got enough people surrounding you that are like, that's mine now. Mine, mine, mine. You're a family. Okay, let's say you move with your mag. How many people are in your mag? Can you fight off a huge number of people? Are you that military trained? You waited too long. Now you got to leave your home on foot when there's no rule of law. Get out of your prepper fiction fantasies. I know we're all heroes of our own prepper fantasy novel. Cool, write a novel. We need more prepper fiction. But what if everything goes right and you can bug out? Let's say you're in a rural area. Let's say we got to get out of here. The bug out fantasy. Bug out bag. We're going to bug out. You're going to get home. You got a get home bag. That's probably for you. What if you and your family break down? Got bags for them to get home? Hopefully you do. So you get your gear. You got your bags organized. Let's say it goes well. We're going to have some tents and we got our gear set up. Cool. Everyone goes home. Great. Well, one thing I do with a lot of the guys up north, we have drills, and we do drills. Drills are great. It's a way to test your gear, test your fortitude. We've had extraction drills. We've never really had a bug out drill. We had a person's in trouble. We need to get out there. So-and-so's nephew went missing. You know, we know the area. Hey, roll up. We're going to go for a search and rescue type situation. Got hostile forces. No, never done that. Never done that. Now, we did on one of them, we actually did vehicle coming in fast. It was threat actors. How are we going to take this vehicle out? And there was a whole scenario. Not going to go into it. But we went in there and, FYI, ridge lights as you're moving toward a vehicle, when they turn them on at night. Yeah, that does wonders for your vision and your target acquisition. Yeah. Well, you should have shot out the lights. Rule of law, y'all. You can't just start shooting at people. Easy with the fantasy. We gotta have a bug out. Okay, bug out drill. Let's actually have a bug out drill. Everyone in the mag is gonna meet at this time. We are gonna meet at this location. I'm gonna drive up. Now, in one of the vehicles at that location, there should be camp stoves, some coffee, some foods that you can heat up on the camp stoves. That stays in the coolers located at the campsite or parking lot, wherever you want to say. You've narrowed things down to what you need. Now, decide on mileage. You'll put on your gear and you are going to hike. Not a half mile. I would say a minimum. Do 2.5 miles in, 2.5 miles out. That's 5 miles. That's a good starting point for a drill. Who's going to be there? Your family. Wife, kids, mother-in-law, grandma. Grandma? Oh, you're going to leave grandma at home to fend off the golden horde? Now your fantasy's dissolving. Well, my wife isn't going to do this. Then you're not bugging out. So stop with the fantasies. You're going to stay home. I know this is brutal. I'm sorry, guys, but we need to move beyond prepper fantasy and actual towards self-reliance and actual what we can do and what we can accomplish. Plain and simple. You're going to bring your infant. Well, we just had a baby. How old's the baby? It's a week old. Bugging out? Better bring the little one. Now that 5-mile hike has become an all-day process possible. See where we're going with this? Should you drill something like this? Yeah, and you should include your family. And then when everyone gets back, you have an after-action report. How'd you like your gear? How did you like that 75-pound pack? Did you like wearing the battle belt the whole time and the plate carrier the entire time? Because, and you had your rifle too. Then it goes, depending on where you're at, are you actually even allowed to train like that? Because if you're in California and New York, you're going to prison most likely. Bring an airsoft rifle. Bring a toy gun. It's something to show the bulk. Your bug out plan should be, as we like to say, better to leave 2 months early than 1 minute too late. If you notice shit's getting bad, that's time to leave. Not, well, oh shit, there's been the collapse. Because in the immediate collapse, you're going to have a lot of police, you're going to have a lot of problems. Down a plate carrier, and you're going to, because it was the EMP, the vehicles don't work. Okay, see, the EMP. Yeah, maybe there's a grid outage. Maybe cyber attack wiped out the grid. There's no power. That's not going to kill the power to your vehicle. You're still going to be able to drive somewhere. Load up your gear, drive somewhere. Getting gas after that point. So then you get to a point where we still got 50 miles to get to our property. Where are you bugging out to? Where? Do you have a location? If you do not, it is just fantasy because you're a refugee. You're not going to go up to the mountains and live off the land. The Sasquatch gonna get you. Coyotes, wolves, bears, something gonna get you. Probably Sasquatch. It's a Yeti, man. Yeah, we're in a colder territory. It's not really Sasquatch up here. We got Yetis. Just kidding. So, as a good brother said, just remember, Sasquatch don't like shofars. I don't know. I'm still working on getting my shofar, so that'll happen one day. But I will test it out. What are you bringing on that bug out? Are you going to bring everything? Are you going to bring some of it? Are you going to bring too much, too little? That's why you actually do the test. Well, my wife isn't going to do this. Well, you know, when the shit really hits the fan, and you'll make it a half mile. Here's the thing. How to break in a spouse, and we'll move away from the wife. We'll move to spouse. Maybe there's a couple ladies that have husbands that just like, oh, I don't need this shit. So, let's say they're not going to bug out. I'll wait till that time. Cool, let's go for a walk tonight. Go for a half-mile walk, quarter-mile walk. Go for a mile walk. Go for a 2-mile walk. When you go on the walk, throw in a backpack. You don't have to carry all your bug-out gear. Have a weighted backpack. Get the mileage in. Go ruck, y'all. I'm going to sit around and I'm going to watch my TV, and then once the bug out happens, I'm just going to walk 10 miles a day. I'll be able to make 100 miles within, you know, for 10 days. I can do that 100-mile walk in 10 days. Bullshit. Stop with the fantasy. Now, are there some of you out there that can do that with just a blink of an eye? You're damn right you can. There's probably a couple of you can bust out 20 miles every other day easily. I'll walk 20 miles and we'll rest. I'm going to walk 20 miles and we'll rest. I'm going to walk 20 miles one day, 20 miles the next. That's 40 miles in 2 days, and then I'm going to rest a day. Then I'm going to do another 40. That's, you know, what, 80 miles in 5 days? Not bad. Not bad. Because you're going to have to rest. Do you have the right shoes? Does your family have the right shoes? Does your wife have the right hiking boots for long distance travel if you're bugging out? What about your kids? Well, my 5-year-old ain't wearing boots. My 5-year-old's wearing 5-year-old shoes. How long are they going to last on a 10-mile, 100-mile walk? Your bug out plan is fantasy. It's bullshit. Should you have a get-home bag? Yes. Should you have a search and rescue bag? Yes. Trying to move beyond, we're going to have a bug out setup. Evacuation bags. Oh shit, fire coming to the house, we got to get out. And those bags should be set for every family member. It could be a duffel bag, a backpack, whatever. And in it, you're going to have your important documents. We got to get the hell out of this house. There's a fire coming. Not the super volcano zombies are coming through the door. We got to bug out because the EMP from North Korea hit at the same time. You're going to leave your castle where everything's good. The only time you should be planning on leaving is when there's an imminent threat. That's when you should leave. Other than that, stay where your stuff out. You should have a plan to leave, yes. You should also have a plan to retake your home if it gets taken over. If you're in the big cities, you know, if you're whoring in Babylon, why? Why? The writing's on the wall. You're seeing it coming, and you're still whoring in Babylon. Well, my job, and okay, whatever. Try further. But still your choice. Still your choice. I made mine. I was done whoring in Babylon. And I'm still working on trying to get away from Babylon light. mean, my population density here is about 60,000 people. That is about 50,000 too many. That's about 55,000 too many. My ideal location is about population 200. 1,000 people's kind of pushing it. That's me. I don't want to be super rural. As Pastor Joe says, neo-pioneer. I don't want to be at that level. I want to be rural, but I don't want to be desolate outback. My property stuff, yeah, not working too well. So we're still dealing with this apartment stuff for a little while and don't know where that's going to go. But now I am rambling, and with that, we're going to bring this to a close. Have your bug out kit breakdown. Have a class, have a course, have a setting where y'all get together and you come up with, hey, this is what we need. Those that have experience, military, long-term campers, ultralight campers, listen to their wisdom and advice, okay? Stay away from your prepper fantasy fiction novels when setting this shit up. Stay away from your Call of Duty fantasies when setting this up, because if you are in New York City, you're not going to put on an AK, or you're not going to put on an AK-47 and carry a plate carrier. You're not going to put on your plate carrier and carry an AK-47 as you walk out of Manhattan toward the Appalachians. You're going to be killed by the police, or you're going to be killed by thugs. Okay? Set up a date after you have a class where everyone gets together. That includes wives, children, that includes the family. Who are you bugging out with? Unless you're planning on leaving them home. You know, I don't know. I think that'd be kind of a reason for a divorce. Yeah, I don't know. Biblically speaking, if you leave your wife behind when you bug out, is that okay? Sorry, I digress. Some of you might get it. Some of you might be like, wait a second. We got to, you know, I know who you are. But you got to have them come with you. You're not just prepping for yourself. You're prepping to extend normalcy, to have resilience for your entire family, not just you. You got to involve your family in your stuff. And if your wife or your husband or your kids thinks you're batshit crazy, so be it. But you got to start involving them. Okay, I'm going to end with that. Okay, y'all know what to do. How can you support me in the show? Or how can you support the show? Whatever, how you ever want to look at it. Check in the description. We have Refuge Medical, as always, best American-made medical supplies. Kofifi. Come on, Kofifi. Kofifi. Blackout Coffee Company. 20% discount. You need meds. Oh God, do you need meds? Antibiotics. You need a year's supply of your own prescription drugs. Matter of fact, you need 2 years supply. Store them the right way. Jace Case. $10 off your order. Jace Case. And they got ivermectin and stuff for, tapeworm. YouTube algorithms. Saying that word might have actually got me in trouble. We'll see. Titan Survival Cord. That's in there. Refuge and Titan is getting no love from you guys. No love. But that's okay. I get it. I don't get the Refuge Medical, though. That's medical supplies. Well, I'm going to buy nods. Cool. You got nods, but you don't have a first aid kit. You're going to tourniquet that with a pair of knots? Yeah. Okay, you know where I'm going to go with that. What did I hear the other day? It was freaking awesome. I'm stealing this one from Bear. God, it was said the other night dealing with nods. We're going to play Run and Gun Marco Polo at night. Because why do you need nods? Run and Gun Marco Polo. That was awesome. That was awesome. If you don't have all the other things, you don't need nods. But with that, everybody, watch your six as always. I'm the Wyco Nomad. Shalom.